Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast. It's the Joe Concha Tunnel to Towers Foundation Sunday morning show. Now, here's Joe Concha.
And welcome everybody on this Sunday morning. So this morning on Meet the Press on NBC News propagandist Kristen Welker pressed President Trump on several things, including the California elections, which he said are crooked. She says, do you have any evidence of that? He says, all I have to do is look. So again, the whole, do you have evidence that there's anything going on in California or rancid or perhaps criminal? And Trump is like, just look at what's going on there, where Republicans lead big, and now suddenly they'll probably not even be in the general. Anyway, at the end, he walked off this particular interview. We don't have the video yet, but at the same time, Trump had enough. And you know what? If you're going to deal with somebody who's going to question you dishonestly, why bother? Why bother with these people? Big night in New York, meanwhile, and it's not Red Sox Yankees. It is Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Madison Square Garden. The Mecca, the world's most famous arena. Finally, a big game here. It's been a while. Let's see. Rangers haven't won a cup since 94. They went to the finals, I believe, in 2014. Got beat by the Kings in 5. All right, so you can say that was the last big game at Madison Square Garden. We're talking 12 years ago. The Knicks obviously haven't been to the finals since 99 against the same San Antonio Spurs. Spurs won that in 5. 5th game on the floor at Madison Square Garden. I mean, great team. I mean, talking Duncan, talking Robinson. Knicks didn't have Ewing for that particular series. Miracle they even got there. So that was kind of a moral victory, so to speak. No one really expected them to win. Now, if the Knicks don't win this city may go into a depression because, I mean, Knicks fandom is everywhere for many, many years. You're up 2-0, which means the Spurs have to win 4 of the next 5 games in order to win this series. And again, the NBA, a little different than all the other sports where they go 2-3-2. 2 games at home for the team with the higher seed. In this case, the Spurs, better record. 3 now at Madison Square Garden. Take 2 of those 3 and they'll win their first NBA championship in 53 years. 1973. Get all the way back to Nixon. All right. That means you have lived through Carter. You have lived through Reagan, 2 terms. George H.W. Bush. Clinton, 2 terms. George W. Bush, 2 terms. Barack Obama, 2 terms. President Trump, President Biden, auto pen, and then President Trump again. You went through all those things. If you're above 53 years old, the last time you saw the New York Knickerbockers win a championship. And, you know, I'm on this station. There are tapes, me saying Spurs in 7. Whoops. After game 1, I did, revisit that pick. And I then from there said Knicks in 4. Because once you lose a game the way the Spurs did in game 1, where they had a nice lead, Brunson was banged up. Brunson comes back out of the locker room, scores 30 points, and the Knicks win comfortably by 10. I'm like, all right, the Spurs, too young, a lot of talent, but hard to recover from that. I just, not to turn this into WFAN or anything, but 1995, Orlando Magic and the Houston Rockets, and they had game 1 won. Nick Anderson missed 2 free throws that would have clinched the game. They never recovered. And I saw game 1 in this series as a never recovered moment for the San Antonio Spurs. And sure enough, they were there. They had arguably the best player in the league, Wemby, young kid, 22, Frenchman, 20-footer. He makes those like you make a layup with the basket at 6 feet. Okay. I mean, he doesn't miss those, and he did. And I think this kid just is rattled now at this point. In shock, as Charles Barkley said during the coverage over on ABC. Now they're going to go to the Garden. It's going to be such a frenzy, such an animal house. The only thing that could hold the Knicks back is that they get caught too much up in the moment, or they're nervous because they want to please their fans and win on their home court. I don't see that happening. This is a mentally tough team. They will feed off the energy. This thing is over by Tuesday night. That's the prediction here. Meanwhile, President Trump will be at the game tonight. And, he was asked, because he gets these stupid questions from reporters, like, the tickets are really expensive. And how does the average person afford it? Well, I'm sorry. It's the NBA Finals. The team hasn't been there since 1999, 27 years. Supply and demand, capitalism. It's how it works. There isn't a big supply, about 19,000 and change seats, and the demand is overwhelming, therefore driving up the price. It's how it works. What would you have the Knicks do? Say, you know what? We're going to make sure that 5,000 seats are $10 each, so the average person can come in and see the game. No, sorry. And by the way, TVs are so inexpensive at this point. I was at Walmart yesterday, and I saw a 55-inch TV for something like $300. It could have been less, too, as a matter of fact. For nothing. 55 inches. Big. You get a 75-inch for less than $500. I mean, this is insane. And the quality and the HDMI and all that, and the replay. I'd rather watch it on TV than deal with all that. I know it's good to be in the park. I get it. I was at Devils Game 7, 2003. That was awesome, and I'll always be like, I'm glad I was there. But the way the technology is now, you feel like you're at the game. So here's Trump being asked, like, the tickets are so high. Basically, what are you going to do about it, please? Cut number 1, go.
They can watch it on television. It's sort of semi-free to watch it on television, but that's the way life goes. You have some, and now if the team wasn't a big success, you could go very easily. So, you can do that too, but that's the way life is. They've had great success. And don't forget, they've suffered also losses, and they've suffered during the bad time. Now they have a good time. They have a team that's amazing. I don't think they've lost a playoff game, right? Very unusual.
Yeah, they haven't lost lately. That's certainly for sure. The team, ironically, has given them the biggest run to this point for the Atlanta Hawks, who are actually up 2-1 in that series. Had a Game 6 at home to extend to Game 7, and were down by 52 points in the first half. Talking about a team that just tanked it. Just gave in, just like the Sixers did, just like the Cavs did. Do I think the Spurs are going to do that? No, it's an NBA final, and there's too much talent over there to allow it to happen. But at the same time, the line tonight for you degenerates out there, Knicks by 2.5. That is a gift. That is an absolute gift. That's all I'm saying. Do with what you will that information accordingly. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith, who touts himself as the biggest Knicks fan anywhere in the world. There is no contest. Spike Lee, step aside. Stephen A. basically feels he's an owner of this team. And I play Stephen A. on this show a lot, and I get it completely and totally, as far as him making common sense arguments, and I appreciate that. But here, this is entitlement. I don't know quite what this is, but who the hell are you to tell the President of the United States, as he does in his clip, don't come to the game? Again, you're a guy on ESPN. You have no ownership in the team. And you're going to tell Donald Trump, who has been courtside, there are pictures everywhere, video everywhere, for the Knicks going all the way back to the wretched 80s, until Ewing got there and started to straighten the ship. But he's been there far more games probably than you have, Stephen A. Smith. So shut the hell up when you tell President Trump not to come to the game. But here it is anyway. Cut number 6, go.
He's coming to Game 3 of the finals, and I don't want him there. He's coming to Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and I don't want him there.
What are you going to do about it?
And it has nothing to do with politics, policy, or anything like that. It has everything to do with him disrupting and contributing at the same time to the chaos that's going to be existing at Madison Square Garden.
I'm sorry I played that because everybody is now dumber for having to listen to that. It's going to contribute to the chaos at Madison Square Garden. It's got to be chaos. And maybe with the president there, that could be a good thing. President Trump is so smart in these situations, right? I'm not being sycophantic in any way, shape, or form. I'm giving you an objective analysis. He is the first president ever to go to a Super Bowl. You're telling me that Gipper, Ronald Reagan, couldn't go to one Super Bowl? You're telling me that Barack Obama, big Bears fan, couldn't go to one Super Bowl? You're telling me that George W. Bush owned a sports team, granted, Texas Rangers still. These are layups. if you are a president, go to a Super Bowl, get that airtime, right? Enjoy the perks, by the way. Great to go to a Super Bowl. But those clips are played over and over again. And it's just, yay, America, right? He's been to the Daytona 500. He's having literally, I mean, you see the White House these days. Looks like Disney almost in a good way, where they have a whole UFC stadium basically built on the South Lawn, which is big. And he's just been to all these different sporting events where it's just like, yes, this makes total sense. Yankee game last year at the invitation of the great Randy Levine, president of the New York Yankees. So him going to the game of a team, by the way, he's been a fan of since basically he was a kid. And Stephen A. Smith saying, you can't come. It's my team, basically. Screw you, dude. How else can I say that? All right. Anyway, let's get to the more serious stuff, shall we? And